Busted! Bill and Dani caught red-handed. Does Tomas sign his own death warrant? Beyond the Gate spoilers and theories. What is up, gatekeepers? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are dissecting the fallout of Bill and Dani's clandestine meeting, the two people who caught them, and the bribe that might just seal Tomas Navarro's fate. Let's dive deep. The forbidden kiss, nostalgia, or a death wish? Let's start with the headline event. We have a confirmed visual on Bill kissing Dani. Now, look, I know half of the fandom has been screaming for this. You guys love the high school sweethearts finding their way back to each other trope. It's romantic, it's nostalgic, it feels like destiny, right? But let's put on our analyst hats for a second. We have to look at the psychology of Bill right now. Why is he doing this? Bill is a smart man usually. But right now, he is living in a pressure cooker. He's got Hayley breathing down his neck, the business is in flux, and he feels isolated. When men like Bill feel cornered, they don't look for new adventures, they look for comfort. They look for the familiar. Dani represents a time before the complications. She represents a time before Hayley and the schemes. So, this kiss. I don't think it's just lust. I argue that this is Bill desperately trying to grab onto a life raft of normalcy. However, doing this inside the house, in the middle of the day, that is sloppy. That is the behavior of a man who has lost his edge, and in the world of Beyond the Gates, if you lose your edge, you lose your life. And let's talk about Dani. We need to hold her accountable too. She knows Bill is married. She knows Hayley is dangerous. Yet, she engages. This tells me that Dani isn't just a passive victim here. She is actively stepping into the line of fire. Is she doing it for love? Or does she subconsciously want to stake her claim against Hayley? That's a theory for another day, but keep your eye on Dani's agency here. The first witness, Tomas Navarro, and the dirty money. Now, here is where the plot thickens into a cement mix. Tomas Navarro, usually reliable, somewhat background character Alex Alegria plays him, so well walks in on the kiss. Normally in soaps, the witness runs away and tells someone immediately. But Beyond the Gates is giving us a twist. Bill decides to open his wallet. We have confirmation that Tomas accepts a bribe from Bill to keep his mouth shut. Guys, we need to stop and talk about this moment. This is a massive character shift for Tomas. Until now, we've seen him as relatively loyal, perhaps a bit observant, but generally keeping his nose clean. Taking the money changes everything. It moves him from being an observer to being an accomplice. Why does Bill think this will work? This is Bill's arrogance on display. He thinks he can monetize loyalty. He thinks, I am rich, you are staff, here is cash, problem solved. But I am telling you right now, this is the biggest mistake Bill has made all season. Here is my theory. By paying Tomas, Bill has validated that he has something huge to hide. If Bill had just played it off like, oh, we were just caught up in the moment, maybe he could talk his way out of it. But money proves guilt. Now Tomas holds the cards. And what happens when the money runs out? What happens if Hayley offers Tomas double to speak up? I predict that Tomas thinks he just hit the jackpot, but in reality, he just painted a target on his back. If Hayley finds out Tomas knew and didn't tell her, she won't just fire him. We know Hayley. She destroys people who are obstacles. Tomas is no longer just a staff member, he is a loose end. And what do we do with loose ends in this show? We snip them. The second witness, Andre's silent threat. Host, but wait. Because one witness isn't enough disaster for one episode. We also have Andre Richardson spotting Bill and Dani hugging in the bedroom. Now, compare these two interactions. Tomas saw the kiss, physical act of infidelity. Andre saw the hot emotional intimacy. In many ways, the hug is more dangerous. A kiss can be a mistake. A hug in the bedroom implies a deep emotional affair. Andre is not Tomas. Andre isn't going to be bought off with a stack of cash so easily. Andre plays the long game. We have seen Sean Freeman's portrayal of Andre. He is calculating. He observes. My controversial take, Andre isn't going to confront Bill. He isn't going to ask for a bribe. Andre is going to bank this information. He is going to keep it in his back pocket like a loaded gun. Why? Because Andre understands leverage. Does he take this straight to Hayley? Maybe. But Andre might dislike Hayley just as much as he distrusts Bill. There's a possibility, and hear me out on this, that Andre uses this to manipulate Dani. Maybe he warns her, or maybe he threatens her to get something he wants. The presence of two witnesses creates a ticking time bomb scenario. Even if Bill silences Tomas, he doesn't know what Andre knows. Bill is fighting a war on two fronts, and he doesn't even realize the second front exists yet. The Hayley factor. A cornered animal bites hardest. Host, now, let's get to the queen of schemes herself, Hayley. The spoilers tell us that these Thursday revelations show Hayley feeling cornered. This is the most dangerous version of Hayley. When Hayley is winning, she is arrogant and maybe a bit sloppy. But when she is cornered, she becomes lethal. If she gets even a whiff of this infidelity, and let's be real, with Tomas acting weird because of the bribe and Andre lurking around, she will sense either motivation shifts. Previously, her plan to kill Bill or take his money was likely driven by greed and a desire for freedom. It was business. But if she finds out about Dani, it becomes personal. It becomes about humiliation. Let's answer the big question. Will this speed up her plan to kill Bill? Absolutely. 100%. No doubt about it. Here is the logic. The prenup fear. If Bill divorces her for cause and she can't prove the cheating first, she might lose out on the massive payout she's expecting. The replacement, Dani, isn't just a fling. She is the ex-wife. She is the one who got away. Hayley knows that Bill would drop everything to be with Dani if he felt safe to do so. Dani represents a replacement for Hayley. The emotion, a woman's scorn, is a cliche for a reason. It burns. I predict that Hayley will move her timeline up. She might stop trying to make it look like an accident or a health issue and might go for something more drastic and immediate. She realizes she is running out of time. If Bill leaves her for Dani before she can kill him, she loses everything. She has to strike now. The billion-dollar question: can Bill and Dani remarry? Host, a lot of you have been flooding the comments section asking, is this the start of the reunion? Will Bill and Dani actually get married again? I want to be the optimist here. I really do. I want to say yes. But I am a student of TV drama, and I have to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think they make it to the altar. Here is why. Narrative tragedy. In shows like Beyond the Gates, happiness is earned through suffering. They haven't suffered enough yet in this arc. If they get together now, the drama is over. The writers need to keep them apart to keep us watching. The Romeo and Juliet effect. They are star-crossed. Every time they get close, disaster strikes. The Hayley hurdle. Even if they want to remarry, Hayley is still legally in the way. And as we discussed, she is not going to sign divorce papers. She is going to sign a death certificate. However, I will give you this crumb of hope. I think the intent will be there. I predict we will get a scene, maybe next week or the week after, where Bill explicitly tells Dani, I am going to leave her. I want to be with you. He will make the promise. But in the cruel world of CBS drama, making the promise is usually the cue for the villain to strike. I think Bill decides to remarry Dani, and that decision is exactly what triggers the attempt on his life. It's the classic tragedy. He finally chooses happiness, and the rug is pulled out from under him. Theory time. The Tomas variable. Before we wrap up, I have a wild theory I want to put out into the universe. We know Tomas takes the bribe. We assume he stays quiet. But what if Tomas is playing for D-chess? What if Tomas takes Bill's money, but also goes to Hayley? Think about it. Tomas could double dip. He could tell Hayley, Bill paid me to stay quiet. Look at this cash. This proves his loyalty to Hayley, and he gets to keep the money or get more from her. If Tomas does this, he creates a situation where Hayley knows everything, but Bill thinks he is safe. That is the deadliest position for Bill to be in. He thinks he plugged the leak, but the ship is already sinking. I am very worried for Bill's safety if Tomas decides to play both sides. Or, conversely, does Andre catch Tomas with the money? Imagine that confrontation. Andre, the loyalist, or at least the professional, catching the staff member taking bribes. That could lead to Andre exposing Tomas to Bill, causing Bill to fire Tomas, which then sends a vengeful Tomas straight to Hayley. The possibilities are endless. Conclusion: the storm is coming. So, let's recap the chaos we are expecting this Thursday. Bill and Dani are reckless, kisses and hugs in the house. They are asking to be caught. Tomas is compromised. The bribe destroys his moral compass and makes him a pawn in the war between Bill and Hayley. Hayley is accelerating, the walls are closing in, and a trapped Hayley is a murderous Hayley. Andre is the wild card, he knows, and nobody knows that he knows. This episode is going to be a pivotal moment for the season. It's the point of no return. Once money changes hands and witnesses exist, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I want to know what you think. Question of the day: is Tomas smart for taking the money, or did he just make the biggest mistake of his life? And for the shippers, do you trust Bill? Is he protecting Dani, or is he dragging her down with him? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there replying to the best theories for the first hour after this video drops. If you enjoyed this deep dive and you are as stressed out about Bill's life expectancy as I am, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our breakdown immediately after the episode airs. We are going to have a lot to talk about. Until next time, keep your gates locked and your secrets buried deep. This is your name, signing off.